modeling, like true modeling, is so much more different than OnlyFans modeling.
Yeah.
There's a big difference, really, really big difference. I wish people kind of separated it. I wish it wasn't even called like OnlyFans modeling, because you're not modeling.
Say something?
Testing.
Is your voice pretty low?
No.
Okay. Okay, now it went up.
Loud, bro. It went out loud right now.
Okay. She's a model, entrepreneur, and a badass. My guest, Jackelyne Lopez. How are you, Jackie?
Good. How are you doing?
Chilling. Just it rained today.
Yeah, it smells good. I love when it rains.
I like the vibes. I feel like for some reason when it's sunny it's nice, but when it rains and you can hear the little drops, it's like, dude.
I fall asleep to that.
Yeah.
When I have trouble sleeping, I put on like rain sounds and I'm just like,
yeah, it's a vibe.
I'm like, it's time to go to Mimi's.
Yeah. Do you have anything to do with George Lopez?
Oh my! When I was in elementary, people would joke about that. I'm like, who the fuck is George Lopez?
You don't know?
I didn't know who he was. And then I finally saw him and I was like, oh, nah. And then I was like, I don't know like what I was up to in elementary, but I would always tell people that I was related to Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, what?
And people would believe that. They'd be like, what? Your aunt is Jennifer Lopez? I'm like, yeah.
Your aunt,
my aunt is Jennifer Lopez.
Did they ever ask you like, yo, can we meet her or something?
Someone asked me for an autograph.
Really?
Like, can you get an autograph for me? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, you never talked to them again, huh?
No.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. That's embarrassing.
How was Jackie as a kid?
I was a pretty interesting kid for sure. At a young age, I was very like into art, I think because of my dad. So growing up, my dad was an artist and he would have like stacks and stacks and stacks of like magazine, but it was like graffiti magazine.
Oh,
and so he did like graffiti art. And I remember we would always like sit at the table and I would have my little like paper with pencils and then he'd be drawing. And it was just so cool observing him like make these like dope ass pieces. Like one time he drew like me and my mom and I was like, oh yeah.
Wow.
So I loved art growing up because of him. I started drawing like a lot because of him. I still do till this day. I love to draw.
I love drawing too.
It's so fun painting, anything with that. So yeah, my dad is definitely like a big reason why I'm into art.
You from Mexico?
Both of my parents are from Mexico.
Oh, okay. What part?
So my dad is from Guanajuato. No, that's the other way around. My mom is from Guanajuato and my dad is from Zacatecas.
Were you born here?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Provo?
No, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, it's a very random state, I feel like.
Damn.
Very cold there.
Cold like Minnesota.
Yeah,
hey.
I actually have a memory. He built me an igloo because of how much snow there was.
I feel like that's every kid's dream.
Oh, I lived it.
My God.
Yeah, it was awesome. He built me an igloo and that's like one of my favorite memories.
Damn, that's so fucking cool.
Yeah, it was dope.
How was high school?
It was interesting. I definitely always tell my friend that all my good memories I have are from not being there, like from skipping. Go to school, kids. Don't skip. That's not something you should do.
But that's something like crazy about doing it though.
Yeah, it's like that feeling of like I shouldn't be doing it, but I am.
And I'm in control.
Yeah.
My parents are not here. Nobody's here to protect me. I'm alone.
So, my first year of high school, it was great. That's when I met my boyfriend. So it was really cool. But then the years after that, I feel like it went downhill for me.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like I would get like involved in really stupid things that I shouldn't have gotten involved in, like drama and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely all downs. But like I definitely learned a lot from it because I remember junior year of high school, like I would hang around like not the greatest people. And because I was involved with these people that weren't great, I became a bad person, you know?
Well, you become the 5 closest to you.
Yeah, for sure. And I didn't see that because I was like involved with these people. You know, I was friends with these people. And it wasn't until I stopped being friends with them that I realized like, oh, I was a really shitty person. You know, I was a really shitty person. And thankfully, I've grown from it and I've had to sit there with myself and forgiven myself for a lot of bad things I've done, you know, and I've said about people or whatever. But I think that's the best part of growing and maturing is like you're able to sit there and accept that's who I was, but that's not who I am anymore, you know?
So after high school, what happened to you?
I started focusing a lot with modeling. I think I didn't have that much time to dedicate to modeling. I would get all these opportunities, but because I was in school and because I had to like graduate and do all this stuff, I didn't get to take advantage of like all these opportunities.
Okay.
So it was a little, tough there. And then I wouldn't really tell anyone about it either.
How did people know?
Well, I would kind of like do it on the low, and then I finally got like the courage to like post my first photo shoot. And my friends were like, you know what? Instagram is a really cool tool for models.
Yeah.
So you should definitely take advantage and post on there. And I was like, okay. I started posting. I started kind of getting more into it. It was something in a way I was like a little vulnerable about because I didn't want people to know about. I was afraid I would get like made fun of or something. And I mean, it did happen. Even people who I thought were my friends started saying stuff about it. So
like talking behind your back?
Yeah, like there was an instance where I'm not gonna go too much into detail, but like there was this instance where I wasn't able to go to an event that a friend was hosting because I had a very important photo shoot at the time. And so I told her ahead of time, I was like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it. I'm really sorry. But I feel like with modeling, I always try to make very good impressions of like whoever's booking me. I want to be there on time.
Yeah.
I don't want to try to flake unless it's very like necessary. It's like an emergency. I just want to make a good impression. And later I come to find out that she was saying that like, she was like mimicking me. She was like, she's not going to be all that, or just like making fun of me. And I was like, it hurt me at the time, but I was kind of just like, good thing I ignored all those comments and I've like looked back at everything I've done. I'm like really proud of myself of everything I've accomplished. But yeah, that's just people. I feel like people just deflect a lot,
Yeah.
Or not deflect. What's the word for it? Project.
Project.
Yeah. They project. I was like, deflect. No, they project a lot. Like
Yeah.
if they're insecure or whatever, because I was like that,
Yeah.
like I was a very hateful person. And now that I've like moved past it and matured and grown, I've realized like that's what I used to do. I used to be miserable and be rude to people because I was projecting onto other people. So now whenever that happens to me, I'm kind of just like,
yeah. Well, every time people show hate, I feel like it's a burden that they carry. And it's like, who can I give it to?
Yeah.
And whoever they find, they try to push it on them.
Yep.
And if they grab it, they go at him. And then if they don't respond to that, they actually get hurt.
Yeah.
Because I do believe that hate, it's like a gift that you give somebody. It's your energy. If you're putting your energy on me instead of yourself and building your dreams, that's better for me. Now I'm building things twice as fast.
Yep.
So yeah, it's funny how every time we want to do something very important in our lives, like you want to do modeling and stuff, we're insecure about it. And it's like we act like we are at the top already.
Yeah.
And only those people are the ones that are supposed to be insecure, not us. We're just starting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't that much into it. And then I saw this like video. I don't remember where I watched it. And there was this girl, it was like a girl on TikTok. Yeah, I was on TikTok. I'm like, where did I watch it? Literally just said where I watched it. But there was this girl on TikTok and she was saying how just stop giving a fuck. Like just stop caring about what people say and you will feel so much better. And I'm like, that's so cliche like to say, but like when you really think about it, it's true.
So
like if you
true.
don't care, like you will get so far.
Yeah.
Like there was a couple photo shoots that I stopped myself from doing because I was like, what are people gonna think? But I was like, but it's my dream though.
Yeah.
It's something I want to do. So who cares?
Yeah.
There was this magazine I was going to publish to, and it was like a French magazine. That was like one of my goals. I want to be like in a French magazine.
Ooh.
And my photographer was like, let's do this crazy shoot. Like you're going to be wearing like peacock feathers, but like some of your part is going to show.
Ooh.
And I was like, it was a little like, I was like, shit,
It's a big decision.
It is. And I did it and I was so scared to post it. I remember I was so nervous to post it, but like, I just kind of like reminded myself, like, it's something you want to do.
Yeah.
You're respecting yourself. You're not showing anything. Cause I still have morals.
Yeah, 100%.
I still have limits to like what I do and don't want to do. And I posted it, but I just didn't care because it's something I want to do. And it's something I'm very passionate about. I'm very driven about.
Well, it's funny, dude, because every time you go into a room, we all have the main character syndrome, We go in there and what is everybody going to think about us?
Yeah.
What does everybody think? But in reality, every single person is thinking the same thing as you. So they're thinking about what you're going to think about them. So everybody's not even caring about you. Most of them are very insecure about what you're going to think about them. But it's all in our heads.
And also, truly, no one cares. No one cares that much. And if they do, they're losers. Like, they truly are losers because, like, no one really cares that much about you. I used to be like that, too. I would get, like, anxiety before entering a room. I'd be like, shit, like, let me just fix myself.
Let me transform.
Let me just... And now I don't really care because it's like, you're right. Everyone's thinking the same thing you're thinking, you know? So.
Did you always wanted to become a model or was it just out of nowhere?
No, it was out of nowhere. Everyone always asks me like, why did you start? And I never have an answer. I'm like, shit, don't put me on the spot like that because I don't even know. I think something that like started it is I've always been into fashion. Ooh. So my dad was an artist, but then my mom was like super, super into fashion.
That's so dope.
So growing up, also my mom would have like the Latino People magazines. I don't know if you remember those. And it would show like actresses on the red carpet showing like what they were wearing and stuff. And it was so funny because even when I was little, I would open the pages and like play a little game of like, oh, I would wear her outfit. I wouldn't wear her outfit. I would wear her outfit. And then I just started getting really into fashion because of my mom. I remember she put me on this movie, The Devil Wears Prada, and it's literally all about fashion. Like
that movie is so good.
It is so good. I never get tired of it. I always rewatch it all the time. It's just such a good movie. One of my favorite models, Giselle Bacchini, I think that's how you pronounce her last name. She's actually in it.
Really?
And I didn't know until like recently. I was like, oh my God, that was her.
Damn.
But yeah, so I think fashion is definitely something that like played a role into that. My mom is really, really into that. She's into like silhouettes, like how a piece looks on someone. But yeah, fashion was something I was always interested in. And I think what like started it is I had a friend who was like she was trying to like practice photography. And she was like, oh, do you want to like model for me? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I enjoyed it. I really, really liked it. And I just kept doing it. And it was something I really liked. Because it was, I feel like modeling is like a mixture of like art and fashion. You have both because you can be the art, you know, and fashion's involved in it heavily, obviously. So
what do you think is the craziest thing about modeling?
This is really sad, but unfortunately at the end of the day, like you are replaceable by anyone.
Damn.
It doesn't matter how much of a unique face you have, you are replaceable. And I think that's something that's like, at first that would like hit me hard and I'd be like, damn, like that sucks. But like, it kind of helps me now. I feel like I've come to like peace with it. Unless you're like a house model like Kate Moss or a very, very well-known model, like you're very replaceable. Like anyone can replace you, you know?
I feel like a lot of people in the industry don't speak about that.
No, and it's very competitive too.
Because it's scary too. There is a expiration date. There's always a younger, better, cooler, you know, version of who you used to be. So it's tough to keep up with the new trends. How are you going to keep up with a younger person, especially in such of a beauty industry?
I mean, for the most part, it is beauty. A lot of it is editorial. Editorial is like, you don't have to like fit the standards. But I think that's something that's kind of helped me. It's brought me peace is like, at first, when I was aware of that, like you're replaceable, I was like, damn, like, do I even keep going? Like, what? But then it just brought me peace because I was like, okay, well, I can just keep doing my thing. You know?
And that's everything, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like the lessons you learn along the way, the people you meet and you get to connect with, you never know what could be your next dream.
Yeah.
Something could come out of this that you had never thought about.
Yeah.
Just like modeling.
Yeah, I never thought of it. It was not like, I always hear stories about like how girls are like, yeah, like I want to be a model when I was little. I wasn't even thinking, I didn't even know that was like a thing. Like I didn't even know that realm existed. Like I would hear about it, but I never thought it was possible for me because I don't fit like the standard. For example, like your standard model is like 5'9". She's super skinny and she's really, really tall, you know, whatever. I'm very short. I'm 5'4". I'm not really, really skinny as like they want you to be.
They want you to be skinnier?
Oh, yeah. Like it's really sad. There's so many sad stories about how it leads to like eating disorders and stuff. It's super sad. But I'm not any of those things. So I never even like thought about it, but like it happened, you know?
Yeah. What's the scariest thing about being a model?
Probably like the people maybe you're exposed to.
Is there a lot of weird people in the industry?
Yeah.
Really?
A lot of weird people. I've heard really sad stories of how models will like get really big and they'll end up in Milan or in Paris. And after they come back, they don't want to know anything about modeling. I don't know the full story, but you could only imagine what goes down. So I'm always very careful, like who I work with. I always try to see kind of like what they're about. The first time I ever shoot with a photographer, I always try to bring someone along the first time. And then after, I'll probably just go by myself or whatever. But yeah, definitely people that you're exposed to. And also the scams. I feel like people don't spread that enough. Like, especially right now with like
it's bad,
sex trafficking and stuff.
God.
It's so scary. Like people don't talk about that enough. I feel like people need to talk about that more with modeling. Like there's been so many emails I've gotten that I know when something's like fake.
How do you distinguish that?
When they like use certain like language, like or like they'll email you, but they won't email you by your name. They'll email you by like the start of your email. It's really weird.
That is weird.
So the start of my email is Jackylne 7059, and they'll say that they're like, oh hello.
Yeah.
It sounds like a bot.
Yeah, it's
like
an NPC.
I think that's like when you know. I mean, you can truly like distinguish what's fake and what's not. But I try to be very careful about like what I receive, you know. But I've gotten so many emails where they're like, oh yeah, hello Jackie 7059. We want to have a photo shoot with you, and it just sounds really, really suspicious.
Yeah,
it sounds very weird, and I feel like people don't talk about that enough. So.
Yeah, it's only been 2 years, so you haven't really dove into it like crazy, you know. But have you heard stories of the whole cocaine and modeling thing?
Oh my gosh, my favorite model, I actually idolize her. I love her so much. Kate Moss.
Yeah.
I think in the 90s, she was like called Cocaine Kate.
Really?
Yeah. If you look into it, there's so many things about her like being a bad influence on like younger generation girls and stuff like that. I personally don't have any like stories or like I know anyone who's dove into that. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
I think you haven't been in LA enough, probably.
I mean, I've heard all the stories like in LA, but
yeah, LA can get pretty crazy.
Yeah, scary. So after the project I had over there, it was me and my friend, my cousins, and we went downtown. It was main Hollywood, and it's sad. It's scary. I've heard so many stories of how people are like, oh yeah, I ran into the devil and he gave me like a contract and I signed this paper and I gave him my soul and I became famous. I was like, what are you? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it's scary being there. You know, there's a lot of shit that goes down in LA for sure.
When you go over there, do you ever get hit up by rappers?
Fuck no.
No?
No.
I feel like rappers always do that. You know what I mean? Because it is.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wait. Actually, there was this one. Dude, I was like 16 too. Oh. I actually told my boyfriend this.
That is so weird.
I don't know if I should say the name.
Oh, don't say the name. We'll just say that it was a rapper. If you want to, I don't care. I mean, you know?
I'll tell you off camera. But like, there was these 2 rappers that DM'd me.
Were they famous?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean.
Yeah, and then one of them was like, "Oh, where are you like located?" And I was like, "Bro,
God, that's so."
Because at the time I had like Utah in my bio because that's where I'm like based. The only place I was based. I was like, "Why are you asking me this?" And then he double texted me and he was like, "How old are you?" I think I said 17, and he unsent his DM. But I still have the screenshots. So
damn, fuck, and I really want to know who it was.
I'll tell you off camera.
Okay.
So, but never in person. No, never in person.
Yeah. With you being in a relationship and in the model industry, does that get hard?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely gets hard. Because I have respect for myself, but I also have respect for him a lot.
Oh,
a lot of respect for him. I always like show him what I'm gonna. He doesn't ask me. It's not like some sort of toxic relationship where he's like, "Oh, show me what you're gonna post before you post it." But I always want him to be the first one to know.
That's
you know?
Cool. That's
so
cool.
I always show him like my photo shoots before I post them. I always tell him about it. He'll actually come to like some of my photo shoots. He is really very, very, very supportive. And I love him for that. It's
Shout out to him for that. That's
honestly,
amazing.
shout out to him. I love you.
Hell yeah.
But like, he's very supportive about it. And I feel like, unfortunately, and I don't want to label everyone and say like they're all in a toxic relationship or all men are toxic, because that's not a narrative I want to paint. But I feel like being in a relationship and then having your partner be a model can be hard because you work with the opposite gender and you know, all that stuff gets tied in. But I love him because he's always very supportive of me. He's always pushing me to do more. Like, there's been times where I tell him like, ugh, like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I don't know if I'm good enough. And he's always there to like tell me like, you're good enough, you can do it.
My girl too.
Yeah. And it's so, it's so heartwarming to know that like they're there for you every step of the way.
Yes.
He's taken me to like my castings. He's drove into like Salt Lake to take me to my castings and then back and then go again to like see me for my shows. And he's, you know, it's definitely, it's very heartwarming and very like nice to know that I have someone that's supporting me, not against it. But it definitely gets like, not, I would not say like in the way, but it's like, I still have respect for him. Like, there's been photographers that have reached out, they're like, do you want to do like a nude photography? I'm like, no. Even if I didn't have a boyfriend, I just wouldn't want to do it because I just have morals and I grew up a certain way and I just want to like respect myself and stuff.
With modeling and the OnlyFans world, how do you think it's affecting the modeling outlook from normal people?
Modeling, like true modeling, is so much more different than OnlyFans modeling.
Yeah.
There's a big difference, a really, really big difference. I wish people kind of separated it. I wish it wasn't even called like OnlyFans modeling, because you're not modeling.
Yeah. I mean, you are, but to a certain demographic that it's not normal people.
You're targeting a certain group. And with modeling, it's very diverse.
Yeah.
It's about fashion. It's about X, Y, and Z. But like OnlyFans, it's mainly just horny people.
Yeah.
Like it's...
Well, in real modeling, there's more essence to it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it lives up more to what beauty and showing where you are.
It's different. And again, it's like no shame to anyone who does it, but there's a big difference. Like there certainly is a big difference, because with OnlyFans, you're getting in front of a camera and you're doing your thing. And then modeling, there's so much more that goes into it. Yeah. You are the art. You have to create these shapes. You have to do these things to maybe fulfill whoever booked you, like their vision, you know? Yeah. There's just so much more that goes into modeling versus like OnlyFans modeling. And I really wish people knew how to separate it, because I feel like if you go out in LA and you tell people I model, people are going to be like, what type of modeling? You know, people, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I feel like a lot of the modeling industry is moving towards OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like I said, there's a certain demographic that just wants to look at a girl.
Yeah.
That's all they want. It's like for the moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't see the beauty of it. They don't take it in and try to understand it. Like, what does that picture mean? Mm-hmm. Things like that, you know? Yeah. In a way, it is good, but it's bad too, because it is an independent avenue for you to make your own money and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, who are you really doing it for?
Exactly. And I don't have a problem. Like, if women want to do that, do your own thing. Yeah. You know, be your own person. I'm no one to tell you, talk you down, like whatever. The issue I have is when individuals who do OnlyFans will make fun of people who are doing 9-to-5s or are actually working.
Yeah, that's annoying.
It is a little annoying because it's like, well, you know, they're working. It's work either way. It's money, you know?
Well, it's just like they are going to work. Yes, they're working a 9-to-5, but you're showing things that are so sacred. It's kind of the same way. You
Again,
guys are both.
I just have different morals, but I just feel like I could do it. I could get in front of a camera and do it. It's nothing compared to like a OnlyFans model making $50,000 a month versus a doctor. Like, it's not like no one can be like, oh yeah, I can easily go be a doctor. Like, no, obviously not. It takes a lot of years. But I'm sorry, but you can so easily just one day get up and be like, okay, I want to do OnlyFans.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's so funny. Me and my best friend have talked about this, and I've told her, I was like, I personally don't think I could do it. Just because, like, one, I have a relationship. Two, I just have, like I've been saying, morals. I have different morals. And three, I just feel like if I were to do OnlyFans and I'm making money and I buy myself a car or I buy myself, it's not going to feel the same as being like, I worked my ass off for this.
Yeah.
I did my 9 to 5 for this. I went to work dreading it. I went to work not wanting to be there, but because I put in those hours, I got myself a nice car.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like if I did it, it's not something I can like just buy myself a car and be like, wow, I'm proud of myself for doing that.
Yeah.
Like for doing what? You know, you showed yourself in like a very vulnerable, like,
yeah,
you know, place.
Especially to me, because I get some OnlyFans girls here, you know, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
But on my side, my morals, I could never be with the girl that does that.
Understandable.
You know what I mean?
Understandable. And it's sad when girls are like, oh, well, it's because they're insecure. And I'm like, no, it's not because they're insecure. It's because everyone has different opinions and morals. Like, if you want to find a guy that is okay with that, then you'll find it somewhere else. But everyone has...
They have boundaries.
Yes,
they have
that's perfect. Boundaries,
and respect in a way, too. Because, you know, one thing I've always said, as a man, I wouldn't want to be with a girl that the whole fucking country can see. You know what I mean? That's just me.
No, yeah.
I feel like naturally us as humans, we're not possessive, but we're protective of what we love.
And I feel like it's just more special. Like, because it's like, it's more intimate.
Yes.
You know, like not everyone is seeing that. It's something very intimate between you and your partner. I feel like that's what builds also like a very sacred, special relationship with your partner is like, no one is seeing that vulnerable side of you except for your partner, like the person that you truly love. That's why I feel like it takes a lot of value away. Like if they eventually want to get like a relationship.
Yeah.
Again, it's different. Everyone has a different opinion. If you want to date someone who does OnlyFans and if you want to do OnlyFans, that's okay. But
it's tricky to me because it's like, if your girl does OnlyFans, you don't really love her. Why? Because it's like you're letting someone do something so you can probably do things on the side.
I was thinking about that. I saw a podcast where someone was talking to these girls that did like OnlyFans, and one of the OnlyFans models, sorry, I don't want to call them models. We'll say one of the OnlyFans women was talking about how she's in a relationship and how her relationship is very secure and blah, blah, blah. You on the outside might think it's secure, but what do you think he's doing behind closed doors?
Ooh.
I feel like he's at least cheated once.
100%. 100%.
Right?
There's no respect.
I can't be the only one who thinks that. Like, because like if I was a man, I'd be like, okay, she's doing OnlyFans.
Yeah. Plus, you got to think about the caliber of men who like that kind of girl. You know what I mean? I've been in a 10-year-old relationship.
Wow.
So I've been
Congratulations.
Thank you, dude.
That's,
yeah, you know,
wow.
I've been with her for a long time, and we've been through so much up and downs. But we still have that respect where there's boundaries that, again, it's not possessive, but it's protective of each other and respectful. You know, there's certain things that you do that you think might not hurt the other person. And even if they show no like disagreement inside,
it hurts them.
It hurts them.
Yeah.
Because imagine you're talking to your friend and your girl has an OnlyFans. That friend probably has slid into her DMs or
has seen her like that.
That 100%. If you have a girlfriend that has OnlyFans, your friends have probably paid a monthly wage for that.
Yeah.
They paid to see her naked.
Yeah.
Now, let's say you're fucking around, but then somebody's going to say, I've seen your girl naked though. And then it's awkward. It gets awkward, you know?
Yeah.
So imagine that pain as a man. It's like, damn, then I want to do something too. So then that's when the respect is broken.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of women who probably don't get naked, but...
Or take lingerie pictures. I don't know. That's what I've heard. Some girls
some girls don't do that. But at the same time, you having a group of men who are just waiting and some creepy guys who are just waiting to see that. And it's like, that doesn't sound fun. To me as a man, I'll be like, wait, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
No matter how much money you make, it's still weird to me. And that's why I feel like a lot of very successful OnlyFans models are single.
Yeah.
You know, because it's hard for them to find a guy that really respects them.
Yeah.
You know, because in a way, they've already lost their respect, first of all. But now they are dealing with so many weird and like awkward and fucking crazy men. It's hard for them to even trust men at that point.
So I've heard this thing about how OnlyFans models have said, oh, well, I'm single for now, but when I'm done doing OnlyFans, I will find someone. But they don't think about how even if you do settle down with someone, they don't think about really like the damage they have done. Because what if you decide to have kids?
Yeah.
And those kids go to school, and imagine like your kid gets bullied because maybe like their bully saw something that you posted a long time ago.
And they will.
I mean, it happened to Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
Like, do you remember that like video where I think it was Saint? He was showing something on Roblox, and it was of her like sex tape.
Oh my God.
Like it's gonna happen. It's like bound to happen.
That's the thing that people don't understand. I don't know why as humans we're like, oh, nothing's gonna happen.
But it is.
Things happen, and
everything has a consequence.
And it could happen 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line. You have no idea, you know. But when you live in the moment doing things that you're not even thinking of, it really will hurt you in the long run.
Yeah.
You know. So moving on.
Yeah, we're done with that.
Yeah. What's the hardest thing you've been through in your life, and how did you get through it?
I don't think I've ever like talked about this super publicly. It's been something that's more private, but I mean, I don't mind sharing it because it's something I like got through it. Like I was saying earlier, I used to be really insecure. Yeah. I dealt with an eating disorder, unfortunately. And I don't think I realized it was an eating disorder until like it got really bad. A lot of things kind of like started it.
Was it because of modeling?
No, it actually wasn't because of modeling. It was
before that.
It was because of like family. Because I feel like the thing is, and I don't want to like say everyone is like this, but I feel like in Mexican family, it's very common to like put nicknames on someone's appearance, like prieta, güera, gorda, flaca, whatever. Yeah. I feel like we need to stop doing that.
You think so though?
If it's like a cute, then that's fine, you know. But I feel like
it comes to a personal opinion because to me personally, I feel like it's just feedback.
It depends on the person and how they deliver it.
Or how they take it. If I tell my friend, yo, you're looking a little fat, bro. Because that's what they did to me. When I went to El Salvador, they were like, yo, you're looking a little big. And to me, it was like, oh, in America, nobody tells me that because they don't want to be offensive.
Yeah.
Right? And they don't want to hurt my feelings. But in a way, I'm like, I'm somebody who's developed the mindset that's very strong. So I don't want nobody to be like cookie cutter and not telling me, hey, bro, you're gaining weight.
Yeah.
I want somebody to be like, yo, what's going on?
I don't have a problem with that, but it's also like how you deliver it.
Exactly.
Like if it's going to be like a really rude way, then... So what happened was, I think this was like the thing that kind of like triggered it a lot, is like my weight is very on and off. Recently it's been very consistent, but when I was younger as a kid, it's very on and off. Yeah. When you're a kid, you don't really like think about calories.
Plus your mind is not developed.
So I remember there was this aunt who was coming in the house. I was leaving and I had given her a hug, but she didn't see who it was. She just gave me a hug and she's like, oh, and like she finally saw me. She was like, I thought you were this other cousin, but you're chubbier than her. So, and then from there I was like, oh shit, like that's fucked up. You know, that's fucked up. And then after I started getting very like self-conscious about like my weight and stuff. And when you're younger, I feel like you need to educate yourself on how to lose weight properly and how to eat properly, because I would like just starve myself and I wouldn't eat or I wouldn't do this. And I do horrible things to myself. And in my mind, I didn't think I was doing anything wrong because I just wanted to like lose weight until I remember I had gone to like a basketball game with my boyfriend and two other of our really close friends. And I started feeling really dizzy and like very like my vision started to get blurry. So I was like, okay, something's not right here. And so I was like, okay, I need to go use the restroom. I need to go like drink some water or something. So my boyfriend was walking me up the stadium to the stairs, and every step I would take, it was like I was working out. Like my legs were like so sore. And I was like, all right. So then I finally get to the bathroom door and I pass out.
Wow.
And I wake up and I'm just like in this office with like the nurses that were there or whatever. And I hadn't told anyone about like my eating disorder because towards the end I started realizing like, okay, this is unhealthy.
Yeah.
This is an eating disorder, you know? And then I got home that day and I was late because of what happened. And my mom was like, where were you? And then it was very hard, but that was like the first time like I opened up to my mom about it. And I was just like, I'm just not happy with myself. I'm very insecure like with myself. I hate how I look. And I remember my mom was like, you're beautiful. Like, I don't know why you think that about yourself. Like she was just saying, she's just in disbelief because she never would have thought that I was like in that situation. So yeah, surprisingly, it doesn't have to do anything with modeling at all. It was just something very like personal. I grew up hearing family members say like things about my mom, and I think hearing that as like a little kid, very like much taking it in now as an adult, it's like, wow, you guys were really like fucked up to her. Like you guys would say like really fucked up to her, and as a little kid, you shouldn't even be hearing those things, those like hateful things. You feed into that, you know. You're so young. When you're young, like you take everything in. I feel like.
Do you think it helped you build character though? Because I feel like at the end of the day, you learn faster. Like how to distinguish it, because the scary thing would be, Jackie, everybody being so nice and saying nothing, and then you turn 20 and then you look at yourself in the mirror. Because at the end of the day, obesity and everything, it is a problem.
It's a type of eating disorder.
Exactly. But at the same time, being too skinny, it's a problem as well. You know, so that balance that you've gained and you've learned, it had to come from somewhere negative as well. And with you having a positive mindset and a strong mindset that you have, that collided and it made who you are now. And like you're speaking that it's like, oh, now I have a balanced, you know, diet and weight that keeps not fluctuating, you know?
Yeah.
Now you've learned so much faster than somebody else could have, maybe in the US.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the scary thing. I feel like one thing we do need to do better as Latinos is understand that they're young, not be so blunt.
Yeah.
But just be like, explain it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that would be the best way because it does help.
It does a bunch. Yeah.
Where is Jackie going to be in 5 years when it comes to modeling?
Like I said, it's kind of tough to decide and see because like I said earlier, I kind of just let everything come to me. Of course, I'll keep pushing to improve my modeling or whatever and taking care of myself, but what's meant for me will come to me. So I'm kind of just going with the flow, seeing what happens. Hopefully, you know, I'll be like in a good spot where I'll at least have it be like maybe potentially my full-time job. Right now it's like part-time. So I have my normal job and then modeling is like kind of my part-time job. I'd love for modeling to be my full-time job. If it happens, that's great. And if it doesn't, I'm not gonna get upset with myself because that didn't happen. You know, I'm sure a lot of good things will come out of those years or whatever. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, hopefully traveling. I do want to travel more. I want to visit new places. I want to experience new places. So yeah, that's kind of where I see myself.
Yeah. So yeah, Jackie, it's been an amazing time.
Yeah, we talked about a lot.
Yeah, that was a dope episode. I think people are going to really know a lot. And, you know, this is going to give them another perspective.
Yes.
You know,
hopefully you guys learned something from this.
Hell yeah. So what do you got to tell the people? Where can they find you? Instagram.
My username is Jackelyne Lopez. Jackie with 2 E's, Lopez M. Mostly you'll find me on there. That's like my main platform. So yeah.
What about TikTok?
I don't.
You got TikTok?
I'm not a TikTok influencer. I'm trying to. I'm like it's the same username. If you guys want to find me, go ahead. But like I'm trying to get more into it. Content is very important. I feel like because then it gets exposure and networking and yada yada yada. But yeah, probably the main platform you can find me on is Instagram. That's like my main one. So
hell yeah. And to you guys, you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're right here with us right now with Jackie and your host Maikon. And Jackie, I'm on a mission right now. I'm working hard. I'm pushing because I want to get Post Malone on this show.
Oh, you will. I hope you will. He is so sweet. Oh my God. Me and my friend were talking about that. He's the sweetest guy ever.
Fucking
Have you seen videos of like how this guy was like flipping out? He's like, hey, that's not nice, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so sweet. I'm literally manifesting that for you.
I'll tell you so you can pull up, you know?
Yes, please.
Hell yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. I'm really manifesting that for you.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm excited.
Bringing you that energy. I really hope he comes on here one day.
It's going to happen, dude. I don't care if it's episode 1407. I don't care, dude. It's going to happen, you know?
Yeah. Oh, it will.
Hell yeah.
It will.
And guys, please, I've been saying this from the bottom of my heart. I've been saying over and over again, it's not happening. A lot of people are still fucking up, you know? And
damn, you had to call them out like that.
Yes.
Y'all are still fucking up.
This is for my soul. Please, guys, for the love of God, stop cheating. Oh my God,
what the
Jackie.
hell?
There's a lot of shit. Oh my God, there's a lot of cheating going on, you know?
Oh my gosh, it's a very dark world we live in.
Oh God, yeah, It makes no sense.
I was not expecting you saying that. Wow. Yeah. But hey, good trigger warning. Stop cheating.
Please. God.
Why?
I feel like
if you don't love the person, leave.
Leave them.
Don't put them through that. Like,
please.
Wow.
Plus it's karma, dude. That shit.
Yeah. Karma will bite you in the ass.
You'll
so
get
do not cheat. Don't cheat. I'm not even going to get into that because this is going to turn into like 3 hours. Don't cheat. Just don't cheat.
Please, guys, go to sleep early and just be healthy.
Drink
and love
water.
Yourself.
Oh my gosh,
yes,
drink
water's
water.
important.
I don't see enough of you guys drinking water.
Dude,
like,
I have a jug like this and I drink it
some
every
of y'all
day.
would rather drink freaking a whole thing of Coke instead of drinking water. Drink water. Hydrate yourself. Wash your face.
Yeah, that's
Wash
important.
your
Yeah,
damn
fuck,
face.
that's important. I wish somebody would have told me that a long time ago.
Wash your face and wear deodorant. Those
brush
are the
your
only.
teeth too. Brush
That's
your
the
teeth.
only thing I have to say.
Brush your
Drink
teeth
water
and floss. That's
Drink-
important. Yeah, that's very important.
God damn. Drink water. Brush your teeth. Wash your face.
Floss.
And wear deodorant, please.
Oh my God.
That's so messy. Don't put people through that. Don't put people through your body odor. No one wants to smell that.
Yeah, please.
So.
Yeah, guys, love you. Have a beautiful day. Peace out.
I love that. That was fun.
That was dope, dude.
Okay,
I'm
going to tell you what it was.
Okay, wait. Tell me after, because we still got to do the promos.
Oh, okay.
It's cool because
I was ready to tell you who it was.